Welcome. So, in this session, we would focus on Kurukshetra July edition, which talks about cooperatives in India. So, United Nations International Year of Cooperative is 2025, which has been declared. And in this edition, we would specifically focus on the India's cooperative revolution, which is Sehkar Se Samriddhi. So, it actually focuses on cooperatives built a better world, and India is transforming for the same. So Amul being one such examples. So if we talk about India at the grassroots level, there are around 8 lakh 40,000 cooperative societies with nearly 29 crore people who are members of it. Now this whole system of cooperatives brings in the so-called Ministry of Cooperation, which was established in July 2021, and this aims to modernize the cooperative ecosystem, focuses on a central body which would bring in streamlining of the policy issues, administration, and the outdated systems would be removed. There would be digital infrastructure which would be introduced, digital basis with IT, cloud systems, and ERP softwares would be introduced. And at the national level, if we talk about, we have numerous cooperatives which are working. For example, the organizations, the cooperative societies for seed and biotech control is BBSSL. Then for organic farming is NCOL. For cooperative led exports is NCEL. And if we talk about the goal to transform the credit societies into the cooperatives, we would see digital sector, healthcare, dairy, banking, and seeds and medicine are some of the major sector. And India is trying to work on harvesting with the largest grain storage scheme worldwide, and this aims to reduce the wastage. And through the national cooperative database, we would have a real-time details on each of these. So when we talk about cooperation, we are focusing on the number of cooperatives, the members of the cooperatives, and it penetrates nearly 98% of the villages through the primary agricultural credit societies. And if we look across the major sector, it is mainly the credit societies, followed by agriculture, housing, sugar mills, and dairy cooperatives. Ancient tradition in India talks about Rigved, Manusmriti, Arthashastra, where the basis for collective action was very, very important. Then under Mahatma Gandhi, we focused on cooperation as one of the major tools. This was formalized during the colonial rule, where the first cooperative society was established in 1904. And then with the Gandhi's cooperative action in 1921, there was the idea for upliftment of farmers. Now across India, some of the major areas where cooperatives work are Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, Gujarat, West Bengal, and Tamil Nadu. And this aims to bring in a diversified business, a democratic, vibrant rural economy, and an inclusive growth for the rural area. So this brings in a kind of movement which would be bringing in the various primary agricultural societies into the rural financing, covering the cooperative sugar mills, which are very, very important. And the foundations include the democracy, the good governance, equity over profit, education, training, collaboration, membership, economic participation as some of the major aspects. Now these cooperatives, the digitization of these cooperatives has been a massive effort, and we are trying to bring nearly 1 lakh primary agricultural credit societies under the digital background, with nearly 300 e-services that would be provided so far. When we talk about the healthcare facilities, the Pradhan Mantri Jan Aushadhi Kendra would provide affordable medicines to the PSEs. There are nearly 4,500 applications received so far, and of which the licenses have been issued to nearly 785 sectors. And then there is an expansion for banking services through the Bank Mitra, and this has been a pilot effort which has been launched in Gujarat. There are nearly 7,000 plus Kisan credit card which have been rolled out in Gujarat under the pilot project. Now at the national level, we have seen the various three sectors that we already mentioned, which are really important for new cooperatives, and the export funding have nearly reached 5,000 crores, mainly in the field of rice, sugarcane, and Bharat is one such organic brand which has been promoted. Now the cooperative tax, the corporate tax has reduced, and this has been one of the major reforms with a new cooperative tax of nearly 22%, which is a flat rate on manufacturing industries after who have been registered before March 2024. And for cooperatives with an income between 1 to 10 crores, the surcharge has been reduced from 12% to 7%. So again, it is a way through which the empowerment would be provided. Now sugar cooperatives are really important. There is nearly 9,000 crores of loans which have been sanctioned to 44 mills. Then there are 12 long pending tax disputes which have been resolved. For the primary agricultural credit societies, we have various transformations into multi-service hub, for example Bank Mitra for banking services, generic medicine outlets which is the PM Jan Aushadhi Kendra, then the Kisan Credits Card providers, and the common service centers which would be available. So the network for the cooperatives have expanded. There are new agricultural credit societies which have been registered, and nearly 13 crore farmers have directly or indirectly benefited from it. But the focus of Viksit Bharat talks about decentralized food grain, enhanced farmer income, reducing the input cost, bringing in ethanol production, and increasing adaptation for the technology. Now in the field of cooperative banking, nearly 13 crore farmers have enrolled for Bank Mitra. Nearly 800 crore grants have been given to sugar mills. The housing loans have gone twice, and the new organic food producing organizations have increased by 100. There has been a significant tax relief which has been given under the new cooperative taxation system, and there are new 5 branches of urban cooperative banks which have been which have become functional, with more doorstep banking which has been enabled. Now for the primary agricultural credit societies, we also see organic farming, and boosting organic farming has been one of the very important targets, and the relative loan limits have significantly increased from the previous loan limits by nearly twice, as we have seen, from 100 to 200, and this is because of better development of the cooperative sector in India. The next is under the rural revolution which has been brought by the cooperative societies. We have seen that there has been a support of nearly 85 crore which has been disbursed through the NABARD and the government infrastructure projects, from the traditional agricultural societies to modern agricultural societies where digital, financial and government services have been included. There is a diverse portfolio of government to customer, financial service, e-commerce, healthcare, telemedicine and agricultural support which has been created. But the main pillar for the cooperative revolution or the rural revolution includes empowering the farmers, creating better jobs, bringing them under the financial cover, and bringing things under a national flagship mission, which could be in the form of Digital India, which could be in the form of Make in India projects, with strategic solutions which would build in better capacities, target a specific sector, provide better supports and subsidy, and this whole system focuses on providing and tackling the issues of illiteracy, the gaps in the infrastructure, awareness among people, and the resistance that people have towards change. So with a cooperative effort of Ministry of Cooperation, NABARD and the community service centers, we are trying to bring in a collaborative effort for better digital upbringing of the rural areas. Now the National Cooperative Development Society or the Development Corporation, NCDC, was established in 1963, and its aim was to strengthen the rural economy, bring in financial support, bring in the areas like agriculture, fishery, sugar production under one sector. This has seen a very high growth in the terms of financial momentum which has been witnessed. The non-performing assets have significantly reduced. Sugar sector modernization has seen an investment of nearly 10,000 crores. Fishery and aquaculture has seen a significant boost. And then we have seen a significant increase in the fish fish farmer producer as well as the farmer producer organizations. And this whole cycle of NCDC talks about bringing in funding, then providing technical assistance, bringing in better productivity and better growth ultimately. So NCDC is a profound sector which actually works for sustainable and equitable economic progress. The next is the NCEL, which is the National Cooperative Exports Limited. As we already said, exports worth 5,000 crores have been witnessed under Sehkar Se Samriddhi, prosperity through cooperation. And this value chain talks about first procuring, then processing, branding, and finally exporting. And the turnover and the export values have significantly gone high for the last financial year. Now, among the top exports from India are rice, sugar, wheat, and cumin, which is jeera. Now, these are either driven by the membership which has been granted, or there are certain applications which are still pending. But the major challenges here is a global competition, a competitive rate that they could provide, better market facility, and to bridge up the infrastructure gap. Now, if the cooperatives can work well with export, there is a huge potential for revenue generation, and this would ultimately bring in better developments in the rural area. So if we focus on the diverse sectors, as we said, housing, fishery, handicrafts and agriculture are some of the major sectors with nearly 30 crore associated members. But from the fragmented vision which talked about isolated training centers to a more inclusive system which has a structured, transparent ecosystem with better quality is really important. And under this education system, there are diplomas which are offered, degree courses, undergraduate and postgraduate, PhD programs, and certificate courses for upbringing, which are really important. And so far under the national transformation is hub and spoke model, we have seen that there are various sectors which are tailoring to education at the regional level. More than 8 lakh candidates have been trained under this massive project, and this aims to bring in a better and supportive growth. So let's say if we talk about the founder for Amul, the co-founder Tribhuvan Das Patel, he has talked about Swarojgar, that is self-employment through collective action, and it talks about bringing cooperatives into a more agile, competitive and equitable growth format. Now, for the cooperatives, under the Multi-State Cooperative Society Amendment Act 2023, we have aimed to bring in better transparency and self-reliance for the cooperatives. But there are major challenges that we need to address, which is firstly, the elections have been irregular in cooperatives. The audits have often been delayed. There is favoritism and disputes and lack of accountability. Now, there are 4 important pillars that we need to focus on when we talk about India's cooperative. First is a democratic governance. So under this, we are talking about a cooperative election authority which guarantees fair election. Many of the cooperatives have seen elections which are completed. For many of them, they are ongoing. The next is bringing in transparency and accountability. So grievance should be there. Then there should be an ombudsman which could actually handle the resolution. And finally, a chief information and compliance officer who looks into the matter. The next important pillar is bringing in inclusivity and financial integrity. Now, this is mainly through bringing in SC/ST women members into the main chain, making them financially independent, and through the Bank Mitra, this could be possible. The last one is modernization and protecting the members from the old rule to the new rule, bringing in better transformation. And 60 plus other initiatives by the ministry cooperatives have worked forward for a better and practical business across India. Now, as we have seen, the number of farmers which have been empowered, the huge number of loans which have been sanctioned, the digital services which are being provided. Under the financial and banking reform, there are 3 important things. The minimum alternate tax which has lowered, the surcharge which has reduced for an income bracket of 1 to 10 crores from 12% to 7%, which is significant. The TDS limit has increased where there is an annual cash withdrawal from 1 crore to nearly 3 crore. And again, we have been boosting the local cooperatives the housing and the credit expansion, and the growth in the following sector. The next one and the last important major example of cooperative is the white revolution in India, which was in the dairy sector brought by Amul, and this was under the Verghese Kurian's effort for bringing in white revolution. But there has been a transformation in white revolution which has been called as white revolution 2.0, which talks about bringing in competitive and inclusive ecosystem for dairy cooperatives and a sustainable landscape. So India accounts for only 5.5% of the total global market in terms of milk production, but the annual production stands somewhere at nearly 240 million metric ton, which is very high. The India's per capita milk availability is 471, which is very high as compared to the global average of only 313. But still we face core challenges. The yield per animal in India is very low as compared to developed nation. That is because of the limited efficiency, unorganized supply chain, and quality and safety concerns, and more of antimicrobial resistance, which has been discussed these days. But there are 5 major pillars for white revolution that are really important, which is to bring in better procurement, strengthen the cooperatives with better equipment, training and digital systems, empowering the female members of the community, bringing in fair prices for the cooperatives, and finally bringing in sustainability. So this whole roadmap talks about establishing new dairy cooperative societies, bringing in a digital collection, data monitoring, financial support, and improving the market accessibility. So for the various cooperatives across the 28 states, we have seen nearly 9,500 new multi-purpose cooperatives which have been brought, and the initiative is to have nearly 9% annual increase in milk procurement through the cooperative network, and this focuses on a single aligned vision of Viksit Bharat 2047 for bringing in India's dairy sector at par with the global world. So those were some of the important aspects that have been discussed in this edition of Kurukshetra. Stay tuned for more updates from our side. Of course, Yojana Kurukshetra and Down to Earth would be brought regularly for you. So wish you all the best. Thanks for joining in. Have a great day.